Hey guys, so back again. I want to make a quick video. I'm gonna call it "Why I Bought a Nintendo 2DS." I had some people asking me, oh, like why would you, go ahead and do that when the 3DS is so much better and blah 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 blah. So yeah, I just want to get my input on it. The last Nintendo console, I should say, I've owned and played personally was the OG original DS. That gray brick, that was all big and bulky and weighed like 5 pounds. That one. And after that, I switched to PSP, which was great. I love that. And just ever since, I haven't really played too many, handhelds. I got the Vita, and that was okay for a while. But yeah, so I've been seeing and hearing about a whole bunch of games that are coming out for the 3DS and 2DSs and all this, and a lot of the games look really good and look really fun, and I'm like, yeah, I'd love to play that, because I grew up playing Nintendo. The very first consoles we had in the house, was the, Sega Genesis and SNES, and, even before, I don't know, I was very little, but all, like, the very first consoles that, like Nintendo stuff, we owned every one of them. My mom, always just, I guess for Christmas we'd ask for that, and she got it for us, and Nintendo 64 was one of my favorite consoles of all time. I just recently sold my old one, unfortunately. I didn't mean to, but I just kind of was desperate for some money, and I sold it, It had like 60 games with it. But anyway, so, that like, I grew up playing Nintendo consoles. I love Super Mario. I love, Link and Zelda, and, Super Smash Bros. And Star Fox, and all those games, man. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, and everything under the sun that's Nintendo. I grew up playing it. I love it. So I do miss it from time to time, playing these more simple games. Not so intense like an Xbox or PlayStation. And I've been wanting to go back to it. I've been wanting to to enjoy. I'm sorry about that. To enjoy those games again. So I recently was watching TV, and I was on the computer and whatever, and there was an advertisement, I think on TV and online on my phone, for the 2DS for $79.99, as you can see here. Sorry, I kind of brought that down, but I was like, like, so what exactly is a 2DS? And I looked into it, and I recall years ago when it first released, I don't know why or whatever, I wasn't into Nintendo or nothing then, like I wasn't, following it anymore or supporting it or whatever. And I saw a couple of my favorite YouTubers make videos on this console right here, on this 2DS, that, it looks like a wedge, it looks like a brick, it's a piece of crap, we're going backwards in technology, it's a big mistake, and all this stuff. And I was just like, oh, I mean, yeah, it looks kind of stupid, it's like a big wedge of cheese, but I didn't think anything of it. So I don't know, but after I saw this advertisement, for $79.99, the Nintendo 2DS with a game, Super Mario Bros. 2, which I played the first one, it was really fun on the original DS. I was like, well, that's not bad. I mean, $80, so I checked it out. I looked into it more, I did some research on it. I was looking on eBay and Amazon for maybe a used one or something cheap, but they're pretty much, even on eBay, you'll find them probably more than $80, with a couple games, 100 and something. So I was like, well, I mean, they're all, even like, I was like, okay, well, I don't really need the special edition one or whatever. I was like, I'm fine with just, whatever they have in stock right now. And I was looking, and basically the ones they have in stock right now are the ones that are like red or blue, all red and all blue. And I personally don't really like those colors too much. The all red one, I don't mind. The guy has my favorite color is red. So I was like, well, cool. Like, if I can find that one for $79.99, I'll check it out. I'll get it. I'll buy it. I'll review it. I'll compare it to my Vita and to the old Nintendo, and I'll do that. Cool. But I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked on Amazon, and it was there for like $120, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. And on eBay, the same thing. I could not find it for that price. I didn't check Nintendo.com. I guess I clicked it, my bad. Unfortunately, I didn't, for some reason, I just didn't think to check on here, which I probably should have, that'd probably make more sense. Yeah, I'm sorry, the screen's blank, man. It's like I have two Wi-Fi channels, and this computer is very outdated, so it only connects to one of those, and that channel gets like 0 megabytes per speed. I don't know why, but it's like hopeless. So anyway, yeah, see, I have like 25 megabyte per internet speed, but I get like 1 megabyte on this computer. But anyway, so I couldn't find the red one. I was like, well, that sucks. You know, I didn't look on Nintendo.com because I was thinking, regardless, probably all the tax and shipping crap with them, and it's probably gonna be like a week before I get it. So I was like, well, then what am I gonna do? You know, so I went to these websites like this, and I saw that they have, oh, cool, you know, $79.99 for this one, I guess. You know, the white and red one. So I was like, that's fine, I'll get that. I don't really care what color the thing is. I just want to be able to play. You know, I don't care if it's blue or green or whatever. That's fine, man. I don't care. So I guess this particular color or this particular bundle or whatever you want to call this hasn't came out yet. I guess it's out later this month on the 25th. So I was like, okay, well, that's not bad. So I went to GameStop, you know, online, and I was checking it out to pre-order it, just to have it, you know, make sure I get me a copy and everything before I can't find them again. And GameStop was charging shipping and like $7 is shipping, and it'd take like 5 days to get here. So I was like, that's crap, I'm not gonna do that. So I went to Walmart online, and yeah, they had the same thing, the same console. They're also one of their like, you know, sellers, and the same thing, the same console and everything for free shipping and 2-day. It's 2-day free shipping compared to $7 5-day shipping with GameStop. I was just like, yeah, another reason why I hate GameStop. So I went ahead and ordered it, and even with Walmart, it's actually pretty neat. You know, you get if you choose to, which I did because I think it's great. It's a 2-year warranty on anything, on spills, on breaks, on cracks, on dents, on anything you could do to this thing. It says even if you were to wear out the buttons from you using it too much, it's covered. If you drop it and the thumbstick pops off, it's covered. If you push the thumbstick too hard and you rip it off, it's covered. So basically anything you do to this thing, you could drop it in the toilet or throw it outside your window, or, you know, use it like a wedge under your door, like a door stopper. You know, it's covered. So that's pretty cool, man. And for 2 years, it was $7. I was like, man, you can't beat that, you know. Like, and it says that even it says their warranty exceeds the manufacturer's warranty, as in, like, sometimes the manufacturer, all they'll do is just refurbish your thing and give it back to you, or they'll just give you back another used one. But with them, like, they'll fix your console to a T with brand new parts, and if they can't for whatever reason, they'll give you a brand new one or something just as good. So I was like, yeah, man, that's cool. And even if you, like, if it catches on fire, or you shock it, or you drop it in water, or it gets dirty, or anything, it's covered for $7 for 2 years. So I was like, yeah, man, let's go for that. So basically the same thing I would have paid at GameStop, I paid at Walmart, but I'm getting a 2-day shipping and a 2-year warranty. So that's pretty cool, you know. So if you guys are looking for one, I would suggest go check out Walmart, because they have really good warranty, I guess, packages or whatever you want to call it. And I don't really shop at Walmart often. So anyways, I'm kind of going off topic. So the reason why I bought a 2DS versus a 3DS, well, one, the price. I just spent, you know, I spent hundreds a month or a year on video games for the Xbox or the Vita or whatever. I just bought a Vita not that long ago. You know, I invested a lot of money on cases and covers and games for that as well. You know, I buy other things too, not just video games. So I just bought a new phone recently. So, like, I can't afford to you know, ship out $200 on a handheld console. So that's one thing. That's basically point number one. Why I got a 2DS versus a 3DS, because of the price, is number one. Number two, I know people say that the design is trash, or, oh, it's so ugly, it's a wedge, whatever I just talked about. I like this design way more than the 3DS. My problem with the OG DS was always that the hinge broke. I used it for like years, man. That OG DS, I had it for years. I had a case for it. I took very good care of it, like everything. I didn't let nobody borrow it or touch it or nothing. It was just me, always buying games for it, always playing that you know, that thing every day and night. I kid you not, man. That was my childhood right there, playing that DS. And one day, randomly, while I opened it, you know, when it pops open, the hinge just snapped off. It worked still, but one of the hinges just snapped right off. And I was like, well, that sucks. And I didn't know how to get it repaired at the time, because I was, you know, relatively young. I mean, I believe that the DS came out like 2005 or something. I mean, I was pretty young back then, you know, so I didn't know too much about repairing stuff or console repairs or even to do it myself, you know, and I don't think my mom knew too much about that either. So I just lived with it, you know, it was whatever. But every time I'd play a game, the screen was slanted to the left and the hinge was always wobbling and shaking the whole screen up. The screen's color kind of went a little funky because of it. So I just stopped playing it. I don't know what I did. I think I gave it away or I sold it or I don't know what I did, but I got rid of it. So I have always hated clamshell design on anything, even on laptops. You know, like this laptop I have right here that I'm saying it's outdated. I bought this thing. This thing was $500, man. You know, when I got this laptop, brand new and everything. You know, I actually got it from Walmart years ago. Brand new, $500 laptop. You know, and I take very good care of it. I don't drop it. I don't eat around it. I don't drink water around it. I don't do none of that stuff. You know, I take care of my stuff, right? You know, just like anybody. And just from opening and closing the screen, the hinges right here. You know, as you can even see on the computer, they're like good hinges. They're not like, you know, pieces of crap. But it's just now when I close the computer flat, one side is all warped up. Like if I grab the screen and like bent it. I didn't do that. It's just from opening and closing the screen, it's all warped. It doesn't fully close because it's warped, you know, the screen's wobbly and shaky, and if you like push on the back you can see like your finger pop through the screen kinda. It's just not cool, man. Like I don't care for clamshell. Yeah, I feel like even laptops, like tablet laptops, are way better because it doesn't have a stupid hinge to keep opening and closing with. You know what I mean? I know it might sound stupid and oh, it's a stupid argument. Okay, that's fine. I'm just giving my opinion. I don't care for clamshell design. I think it's retarded. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I think it's stupid, you know, to have that in something you're gonna pay so much money for when it's inevitably going to wear out. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you take care of it, even if you treat it like gold and you use it once a year, eventually it's gonna wear out. It's gonna break, it's gonna wear out, it's gonna be wobbly, it's gonna warp. It's just what it is. I don't have money to I can buy a new 3DS or whatever every other year. I can't do that. I don't have it like that. I can't afford that. So for me, the 2DS, that design, I love it. I think it actually looks really cool. I think it looks way better than a 3DS. A 3DS, like a stupid clam thing that even cracks when you open it. Every time you open a 3DS, you can hear that in the hinge. I don't care for it. Even if the 3DS or the new 3DS or whatever was $87, I wouldn't get it. I'm being honest, hand to God. If the new 3DS was this price, $79.99, I would not get it. I would still get this one over the new one because of the design is another big thing. I grew up playing every Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Black and White, Game Boy SP, all that I grew up playing, man. Pocket Boy, whatever. Everything, every handheld Nintendo console I owned, and that big like clunky design like a brick, I love that, man. That's so like freaking, you know, nostalgic to me. So, you know, I was watching a bunch of reviews for it, and they even make like 4 of these that are see-through, and you can see like everything in them, like the OG Nintendo 64s. That's so freaking cool, man. And they don't do that on the 3DS, you know. So for me, another thing is I really, not just do I prefer the design, I actually really like it. I think it looks really neat. It looks like an old school Game Boy. And that's really cool to me. And since I grew up playing that, it's like nostalgic to me. But that shouldn't always matter when you get a console. Is the design of it? You know, that shouldn't always matter. I hear that it's a lot more comfortable than the 3DS anyway. So that's, I guess, another, you know, cool thing, another selling point, I guess. But another big thing for me as to why I got it, I guess you could say point number 2 or number 3. So the price, the design, and there's no 3D. My eyesight's not that great. I need glasses, but I don't have any because I can't afford them. You know, another thing I can't afford. I can't play video games for that long. I can't look at huge TVs for that long. I can't read for that long because my eyes strain and wear out and start aching. I get dizzy when I go to movies in 3D. That's why I don't like IMAX or 3D movies. So, and on a 3DS, I personally would never use it. I wouldn't use it at all. That little switch would stay off because it hurts my eyes and I can't tolerate it. You know what I mean? So regardless, if I was to own a 3DS, I would have that switch off. So it's basically a 2DS. You know what I mean? So like, what is the point of investing more money for a little gimmick that I'm not even gonna use? That's, you know what I mean, just for more money. When it has the exact same hardware, exact same specs, exact same everything, aside from the screens are a little bit bigger on the 3DS XL or whatever. But everything on this thing is exactly the same that's on the 3DS. Except it doesn't have 3D, which I'm not going to use anyway. I wouldn't use it because it hurts my eyes. The design isn't a clamshell, which I prefer because I hate clamshell design on anything. And it looks cool, man. Like, and it's like nostalgia to me. And the price. So that's pretty much why I chose a 2DS over a 3DS. It still hasn't came yet, you know. Like I told you, it releases on the 25th or something. So once I get it, I'll unbox it and I'll review for you guys and check it out. But right now they're having this great deal on this thing, you know, $80 for it. And from what I've seen and the reviews I've been watching, the thing looks great, man. The games look fun on it, you know. The design's pretty cool, you know. It's different, it's nostalgic, it's very durable. I hear it was more geared for kids, you know. So yeah, you know, it's super durable. I hear the trigger design is more ergonomic. It bends around it, so it's more comfortable in your hands. It has a softer feel. It won't break easier. You know, sorry about that. It'll take longer to break. You know, if you keep dropping it or whatever. So yeah, you know, I think this is the way to go for someone like myself. You know, who doesn't use the 3DS. I give a crap less about it. I prefer this design. You know, I think it's gonna be a pretty cool experience, and that's just basically why I chose the 2DS over the 3DS or the new 3DS. So again, once it comes, I'll unbox it for you guys. We'll review it, check it out, you know, more. But that's it for now, guys. So I hope you enjoyed my little video. If you did, you know, leave a like or whatever. It's cool. You don't have to. And I appreciate it. You know, thank you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.